What's up, guys? It's your Spiderwolf back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be going over the brand new Toshikamo unit that's already on the game for sure, do summon or not. Before I get started though, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys could drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Would really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So got a brand new unit here. He's red. As a quick heads up though, probably shouldn't summon because we're going to be getting the limited summer units from JP anniversary, whatever, like within another week or two. Because we jump over here, we got a little what is it? Can't think of the word. Basically, content's coming up for the month, right? So we're getting so tonight we're getting the new Toshikamo with this event. Then next week we're going to be getting this other gacha banner here, which we go to the timeline. That's going to be, I think, this one here, this Red Megumi and Kusakabe banner. So we're going to be getting that, and then we're going to be getting the domain investigation here, and then so in 2 weeks then, so not next week but the week after, we'll be getting the Gojo, the Yuji, the summer versions, and all the other content that comes out with that. So basically, if we're to jump over here to the timeline real quick just to see what that is, looks like we're skipping a couple of these. It might actually be this banner that we're getting. No, that's the other one. But anyways, so it looks like we're skipping this, and then we're skipping these. It looks like for like what is it? We're just skipping like two pieces of content here for May 1st and May 12th, and we're just skipping right into the 2.5 anniversary for JP. So of course we're going to be getting free daily pulls. We're going to be getting a free multi for Yuji, and I'm assuming for Gojo's banner. And then we're going to get an update to the standard banner, so that's pretty cool. And then these are going to be the characters that are going to be updated with. So we're going to have like Shoko, which is really good. Choso, another really good unit. Hopefully I can get him finally. Some other really good recollection bits. And yeah, so that's what we're getting in 2 weeks. Plus, like I said, the new Yuji here. And then let's see. It looks like, because let's see, right? Because it says like Yuji's like right here, right? So I'm assuming Gojo's gonna come out the same time, because I'm pretty sure Gojo came out at the same time. But then again, on the timeline here, it says Gojo came out on the 25th. So I'm not really too sure. But like from what it looks like to here, from on here to me personally, it looks like we're gonna be getting both of them at the same time. So that's what I'm assuming is gonna be the case. But yeah, so I'll make a video for like which one is more worth more worth pulling for, because mind you, both of these characters aren't really good unless you get multiple dupes of them. So I'll break both of them down and just look at like which one is like more worth your cubes to like focus on, unless you want to give them both of them. But mind you, I like base level without any dupes, they're not really that good, not that strong. So you do want dupes for them, or you could pull for both of them and then over time dupe them up, but it'll probably take a long time to do that. So just something to think about, that both these characters are very dupe heavy. But yeah, we'll be getting that in 2 weeks, and then the start of August we'll probably see the second half, which will have Megumi and Nobara, so which are like way cheaper because they don't need any dupes to be good, which is pretty nice. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna be getting story event for Kamo here. I think that's it, right? All right, and then I'm not too sure which one's gonna be. I don't know if it's a map event or if it's I think it might be a map event. Because sometimes it might be a lottery or whatever, right? But I think this might be a map event. Alright, anyways, let's go into what this guy actually does. So, base value, he is not limited, so you don't have to really worry about pulling him right away. So that's another reason why you don't probably want to pull for him, just because he's not limited. So you'll be able to pull him eventually in the future, and he'll have rerun banners as well, right? But let's see, so he's red, he's mixed damage here, he has no black flash, and then he has no character, hold on. His characteristic is that he cannot be used with Geto on the same team, which makes sense, kind of the same thing with like how you can't use Sukuna and like Yuji on the same team, so same kind of idea with that pretty much. But let's see, so skill 1 here, curse manipulation 1. At level 1, it's going to deal 124 range Jujutsu damage to all enemies for 5 hits, so AoE damage. If your own cursed energy is 40 or more, you increase all enemies' red Jujutsu damage received, called curse manipulation, by 7% for 3 turns. You can also inflict 2 stacks of this effect, so I'm guessing that can jump up to 14%. Otherwise, increase all enemies' red damage received by 3% which has the same effect, except it's going to be for 2 turns instead of 3 turns. So you can still get like 6% out of it at level 1. At level 10, it's going to be a you're going to deal 250 ranged jutsu damage, not too bad. And then it's going to be a 10% if your cursed energy is 40 or more, or a 5% if your cursed energy is not 40 or more. So with 2 stacks, 40 or more, that'll be 20%. Increased damage received by red jutsu damage from your allies. And then if you do not have the 40 or more cursed energy, then it will only be 10% max, otherwise 5% with 1 stack. So not too bad, kind of decent. It does have a chance to crit as well, so that's pretty cool. And then skill 2 here, Curse Manipulation 2, because it's going to cost you 15 Curse Energy at level 1. You're going to deal 72 range jutsu damage to all enemies, so another AoE attack here. You're going to stop all enemies' action for 1 turn 1 time with an 18% chance. You're going to decrease all enemies' critical hit resistance by 23.7% chance for 2 turns. And then you're going to increase your own jutsu stat by 30% for 2 turns. At level 10, it's going to be 100 range jutsu damage, so a little bit weaker actually than skill 1 here, because at skill 1 at level 10 is going to be 250, but here it's saying it's only 100, which is a little interesting. But then of course with the other effects, right? So then for this one, you're gonna, let's see, so your chance does get increased to 30%, so not like a big increase, but a decent increase for being able to stop all enemies action, which is still pretty good. Basically it's the stun. And then you're going to be increasing or decreasing all enemies' critical resistance by 35% now instead of 23, and then you're going to increase your own jutsu stat by 45% for 2 turns, which is actually pretty good for the most part, so I say it's pretty nice. And then if you're a dude like only level 8, then it's going to be 93 damage, 27 chance to stop enemies, 32 to decrease the crit resistance, and then a 41% increase for your own jutsu stat. But overall, it's a decent skill. Nothing too crazy so far. I low-key feel like skill 1's a little bit better in my opinion. I guess it's kind of cracked too, the fact that like you can just spam this out because this doesn't cost any cursed energy. So skill 1's really good. Skill 2's not too bad. The 40% or 45% jutsu increase is pretty nice, so you'll be able to do more damage with that. And I mean the other effects are good too, but I feel like skill 1's a little bit better. But I mean skill 2's still pretty nice, right? At least the cursed energy cost isn't too high, right? Alright, skill 3 here, Curse Manipulation 3. It's going to cost you 30 Curse Energy. So at level 1, you're going to increase your own break damage by 100% removed after activation, which I'm assuming just means like after you do your skill 3, you kind of lose it already. You're going to deal 528 range jutsu damage to all enemies, so a lot of damage already. You're going to decrease all enemies' damage dealt by 7% for 3 turns. You're going to extend the duration of red jutsu damage received Curse Manipulation by 1 turn. Then you're going to increase the enemy's break damage received by 14% if the target is a formidable foe for 3 turns. So if they're a boss, you're going to be able to increase their break damage received. At level 10, it's going to be so the break damage is still the same, but you're going to deal a 700 range to damage to enemies, so a lot more damage. You're going to decrease all enemies' damage dealt by 10%, and then you're going to increase the enemy's break damage received by 20% if they are a boss. So that's pretty good. So you do a lot of damage, AoE too, right? So this is like a really strong skill. You also have break in here as well. So if you're trying to break the boss, it's going to be really good for that. And then also, you know, if you're fighting a boss, it's going to increase the break damage received. And then you also get to increase skill 1, which is pretty cool. Which technically, so that means if you were to like just like keep using skill 3 until your curse energy is like, you know, you can't use it anymore because you don't have 30. You can effectively just keep this increased red jutsu damage received to enemies like all the time basically, right? Because you can just spam skill 3 and then you can just do skill 1 again to like reapply it. So that's pretty cool, right? So I don't know, I think that's pretty nice, especially because like you're able to just increase the turn count here. So I think it's pretty good. And alright, let's go to the, I guess we can look at level 8 real quick. So at level 8, you're going to deal 661 range damage, which is still pretty good. And there's going to be 9% damage though decrease, and then 18% break damage received. So nothing like too crazy. It's like a 1 to 2% difference, but still pretty good. Alright, ultimate here. This is the world of the future. At level 1, deal 868 range jutsu damage to all enemies for 7 hits. You're going to decrease all enemies' physical and jutsu stat by 14% for 3 turns. You're going to decrease all enemies' critical hit resistance by 15% for 3 turns. You're going to increase all enemies' red jutsu damage received, curse manipulation by 3% for 5 turns. So it's going to be 4 stacks of this, so that's going to be, what, like 12%, I'm assuming? And then level 10, you're gonna deal 1,900 ranged damage. So this guy, yeah, this guy's doing a lot of damage. He's outputting a lot of damage. The fact that it's AoE too, like, yeah. So this guy's gonna be really good for any content where you're gonna be fighting like waves of enemies, which I can't really think of that much content where that's gonna be the case. That's like, because we don't really have anything like that that I can think of. I mean, there's Tower, right? But Tower is kind of more like, what is it? You're not really fighting waves of enemies, right? So, I mean, I guess there's the other one. I forgot the name of it was, but it's the one where you get the thing for the hidden potential, but that one also really isn't AoE either. So there isn't really that much content I can think of at the moment that we have that's like AoE focused, other than, I guess, what is it? There is the, hold on, where was it? Go back real quick. It is the, yeah, this content here, Domain Investigation. I guess he's good for that, right? Because Domain Investigation does have AoE, like a lot of enemies where you can use AoE skills, so he could be really strong for that at the very least. So I guess he could be good for that, especially for the events like this one where we get like the harder version, right? So he could be really strong for that, for like that piece of content, which we get like every kind of now and then. But it's pretty good though. I mean, regardless, he's still like really good, right? Anyways, going back to what he does at level 10, right, for his numbers. So almost 2,000 ranged Jujutsu damage to all enemies. He's going to decrease all enemies' physical and Jutsu stat by 20%, the critical hit resistance by 15%, and then his curse manipulation goes to 5%. So at 4 stacks, that should be 20%, which is pretty cool, right? And then if you were to stack that up with the other ones here, then you could just kind of, I wonder if there's actually a limit to this, because it doesn't really say it, right? Because this one just goes by turn limit, right? So I guess that's like the limit, right? Would be the amount of turns, right? I just said it multiple times, but you kind of get what I'm saying, is that like this one, like there basically you can, there's no stack limit to this. It's literally just based off the turn limit, right? So if you were to do the ultimate here, you get 5 stacks, you get 20%. Then if you were to do like a skill 1 here, you could get another 2 stacks here, so that could be like 30, what was it, like 60% here, or hold on, not 60, it's 50% here with 2 stacks, and then another 2 stacks here with 5%, you know. So it's like, you know, you can kind of just like keep it going a little bit. So there's probably a situation where you could probably do something like the ultimate, maybe skill 3, and then like do skill 1 or something, or vice versa, in some sort of weird combination like that. And you know, you could just have like a big increase of jutsu damage received to enemies, I'm assuming, because as far as I've seen, there's no like stack limit, there's just like a turn limit to this. But yeah, really good. And then at level 7, it's going to be 1500 here, 18% physical and jutsu stat reduction, 50% crit hit reduction, and then a 4.6% red damage received to enemies, specifically jutsu. His combo ultimate here is going to be 256 ranged jutsu damage to all enemies, and then increase the own and allies jutsu stat by 30% for 3 turns. Hidden potential stage 2 is going to be 384 damage. You're going to increase your own and the allies jutsu stat by 30% for 4 turns, and then you're also going to increase yourself and the allies damage dealt by 30% for 4 turns. So not too bad. It's pretty good, I think. Nothing like crazy, but it's still pretty nice, especially for like 4 turns. His auto skills here are going to be weakening specialist. So at the start of the battle, you're going to increase your own jutsu stat by 10% up to 100% with 25 abnormal statuses or debuffs. 5% chance to evade up to 20% with 15 abnormal status or debuffs. Effects with no time or turn limit are excluded. So okay, so from what it sounds like here, basically, if so every time at the beginning of the battle, anytime you fight, he will always have a 10% jutsu stat buff. However, if he has 25 like debuffs or DOTs, anything like poison or something, if he has at least 25 of those, he will get 100% jutsu stat buff. And then with at least 15 debuffs, he has up to, yeah, so if he has 15 debuffs, he will get a 20% chance to evade. Otherwise it will be a 5% chance to evade, I'm assuming like any attacks or whatever. So that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. So if you're fighting any enemies that like to just love to spam like debuffs on you, that's gonna be a really good skill to like get through that and all. So that's pretty cool. Next up here, we got evasion enhancement. So if evaded successfully 1 time per turn, you recover your uncursed energy by 5, bypass caps, and then increase own jutsu step by 10% for 5 turns. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so every time he's able to evade here, you're just getting more energy back, and then you're also getting a jutsu step buff for 5 turns, so that's pretty cool. Curse manipulation auto, so if receiving melee attacks, certain chance to decrease own melee damage received by 50%. What the heck? That's really strong. So yeah, so as long as he gets hit with a melee attack, the next one will have a 50% chance just to like not, like reduction, right? But it says certain chance though, so I'm guessing since it says certain chance that maybe, I'm not sure if that, well, I'm assuming that like it probably means guaranteed, but like it kind of also makes it sound like there's a chance it might not work, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Plus it doesn't really mention if it's like if you get hit with one melee attack, if you have this 50% chance to reduce all melee damage for the rest of like the not wave, but like the fight or whatever, or if it's just like for whatever the next hit is. I'm not too sure on this one, but that still sounds really good for the most part. Reverse curse technique, if own HP is 80% at the start of the turn, certain chance to recover own HP by 15%. Reverse curse technique, so he can also heal himself like the yellow Yuta, so that's pretty cool. This guy's really good, not gonna lie. This kid's really good. One of many names, at the start of the battle, grant poison immunity, grant rot technique immunity, and then fill ultimate gauge by 330. Okay, that kind of sucks a little bit though, because if he has poison and rot immunity, that means he can't really use this one here. So then that means he's gonna have to rely on like defense down, jujutsu or taijutsu down, like those kind of debuffs, or maybe like anything else. So that kind of sucks a little bit for this, but I think at the same time, hey, having immunity to both these is pretty cool. Plus he's able to fill his own ultimate gauge though. That's pretty cool at the beginning of the battle, so that's pretty nice. And then critical hit enhancement, so when critical hit is performed one time per turn, you recover your increased energy by 5, which can go by bypass the cap, and then you increase your own jutsu stat again by 10% for 3 turns instead of the other one here, which is 5%. But yeah, yeah, this guy's really good. He's really good. He's definitely a really strong DPS character. He has a little bit of support here technically for like red team, but he's mainly like a DPS character, specifically like AoE DPS character, but like his numbers are still really good even for like an AoE character in my book. But yeah, this guy is really good. If I'd say where he'd be, I'd say he's probably triple S tier in my opinion. Maybe that's a little high, but I don't know. I think he's triple S tier to me. I think he does like a lot of stuff here, and he's doing like a lot of damage, to where I'd say he could probably be a triple S tier DPS character for the red team. I think he's really good, especially if you're doing anything that's like waves at enemies. He's gonna be really strong for that because all his attacks are pretty much AoE. So yeah, or not pretty much, all his attacks are AoE. So he's really good. He's able to dodge. He's able to increase his own damage. He's able to heal himself. He's able to reduce his own damage taken. He has immunity to some debuffs. He's able to recover his own cursed energy. He basically is kind of like a self-fulfilling unit, which is pretty cool. So yeah, he's really good. But yeah, I'd say he's triple S tier. I think he's really good. Now, as far as like I said earlier, should you summon? Going over that again. Like he's a really strong character, but since he's a standard character, I think you'll probably wait for him, especially because we're going to be getting limited characters, especially really heavy or dupe heavy characters in like a week or two, or 2 weeks. So I'd say with that being the case, as good as he is, not really worth chasing just because of what we're getting really soon here. But hey, maybe you'll get lucky in the free tickets, because mind you, right, we do get a free multi for every banner for the most part, so we'll, there's a chance you might get it for free, which if you do, you got a really strong red DPS character. He's really good. Of course, we do have 2 recollection myths here. This one is the event one, or not the event one, this is the gacha one, and then this one here is the event one. So for the gacha one here, this world of the future, or this is the world of the future, it's going to be only jutsu focused, so when you do anything skill or ultimate, you're going to increase your own red damage dealt by 80% for 1 turn 1 time, already off to a great start. If the equipped character is a curse user, evade enemy attack 2 turns for 1 time, and then you recover own curse energy by 5. That's really good. Okay, just guaranteed evade. Okay, that works really well with Kamo, because he does have a thing where if he does evade, he does increase or recovers more curse energy and he gives himself a buff, so that's really good. Okay, was it with 1 dupe? At the start of the turn, you also increase your ultimate gauge charging rate by 1% for 1 turn. A little low, Increase the effect further with abnormal statuses or debuffs up to 10% with 25 statuses or debuffs, so abnormal statuses. So going to his kit as well, so that's gonna be pretty cool. If you ever, I actually don't know what kind of content this is for specifically, but that sounds like it could be pretty good. I mean, it just works more so with this kit, right? And then if you have 3 dupes into this guy, you're gonna be increasing your own red damage dealt by 85%, and then that's pretty much it. And it's at a 6-turn cooldown. So yeah, really strong recollection, but you can still run this on red characters, I'd say, for the most part, because the 80 to 85% red damage dealt is still really nice. And then the guaranteed evasion does kind of suck though, because it is only for curse users. So I'm not too sure how many of those that would apply to, other than really like, yeah, because it would have to be like Geto for, you know, Geto's one. Is there like a little tab that shows other characters that are curse users? I'm not too sure. Yeah, no, it says curse users here, but I don't know if there's any other characters that would count. I'm assuming it would be like Jogo and stuff like that would count. Let me see, does Yuta count as a curse user because of like Rita, or no? I'm just curious. Okay, I know. So it has to be affiliation, right? Because was it combos here? Affiliation is cursed users, and then this is specifically saying, where is it? If the equipped character is a cursed user. I'm assuming that's what it's basing it off of, but I'm not 100% sure. So this might be a little limited, but I mean, it's still really good. So if you also do get this recollection, it's still really good. I mean, heck, even if you can't use this part, the fact you can do like 80% damage though for red characters is still really good. Like, it's just damage. I guess the only downside is that it is also just Jutsu, but like, I mean, there's some other characters you could probably use this, right? Like, you can still technically use this for you. I guess maybe it's not that good for this Yuta, but like Nowara, it could be pretty good, right? Toji not so much, but you know, like there's options, right? Like you can still use it on some other characters. So overall, pretty good recollection in my book. Though I guess it is also a bit niche, or not niche, but like limited for what you can use it for. Anyways, here's the event limited one, so it's gonna be mixed damage. 3 dupes. When you do anything, you decrease all enemy or all allies Jutsu damage received by 15% for 1 turn at an 8-turn cooldown. That's okay. With 1 dupe at the start of the 4th turn, increase all allies Jutsu stat by 6% for 3 turns. When there's more enemies, you can increase it up to 12% Jutsu stat for all allies with at least 3 enemies. So, it's okay, not that crazy. The artwork's pretty cool though. Yeah, so I'd say the event one, just, I'm not gonna rank it because it's not that good. But for the gacha one, I'd say for sure it's DPS, Jutsu focused. I mean, technically you can say it's actually no, it's technically type focused, right? Because it's specifically saying red characters. But yeah, I'd say this is definitely a yeah, I'd say double S tier. I say double S tier makes sense. Like if we go to this other one, an example, right? This is 90%. Oh, let's see, what was this one? I remember this one was pretty good too. This one is up to 85%. Maybe S tier, because this is like higher than like 85, and this one is 85. So I'd say probably somewhere between S to double S tier, like between these. Maybe S tier just because like the 85, there's 185 one here, but then there's one that's 95 over here. So I guess in that regard, you could say that it's probably just S tier, but at the same time, it's still really good. And yeah, I think that pretty much wraps things up. So, should you summon for Kamo? I mean, he's a really strong character, but since we are getting limited characters, I think it's probably just better to skip him, even though he's really, really strong. He's really, really strong. Because yeah, if we go, like I said, we go to the timeline here, we're getting Kamo here, next week we're going to be getting this content here, and then we're going to be skipping all of May content here and just jumping right into the anniversary, which, you know, we're getting a limited limited Yuji and then limited Gojo, which both are dupe heavy, so there's something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'll make videos about these characters to see if you should summon, or like not if you should summon, but like specifically like who's more worth like focusing in on if you're interested in like getting them to that dupe level where they're actually really, really good. Or you could just try to pull for both of them and then like dupe them later on as another option, but just know they're not going to be that crazy at base level. At least that's what I've heard. And then yeah, that pretty much wraps things up. So with that being said, I'll see y'all guys later. Good luck with you guys pulls, and take care everybody. Peace. We'll see you.